Hi, everyone. Welcome to Linden. I'm Dr. Christina Limbird, and this is my co founder.
Chineme Ugbor.
And we're happy to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. I'm an educational psychologist and a former head of student support services. She and I met about 15 years ago, working in an international school. She was in counseling
That's
and in the
right.
residential and boarding section, and
Mhm.
I was heading up school psychology, student support services, and the counseling section at that time in the school. And we were constantly talking about, I just need more help for my students, but there's no one that I can trust and reach out to. So we had the idea to see what we could do if we could open up student support services and make it more accessible for more schools around the world.
Absolutely. So studies show that around 20% of school-age students are neurodivergent or have a social emotional difficulties, but only 1 out of 10 international schools have the capacity to address all types of learning differences. And as Tina said, that's where we thought we would step in. And a little bit about my background as well, also a product of international schools. International schools. I've also studied studied in international schools. So this is a need that we see across the board, but particularly there's some specific needs of international school students as well that we felt that we could and should fill.
Yeah. So, what we've done over the past 10 years is build a huge team, a whole portfolio of comprehensive student support services. So, from school psychologists who can perform the best psychoeducational assessments you've ever seen, either remotely or on site at your schools, to occupational therapists, speech and language therapists, learning support specialists, including behavior specialists, autism specialists, dyslexia specialists, as well as academic coaches who can help
Yeah.
give those students a little boost that may not have a specific learning disability, but still need a little help as they transition around the world, to a huge fleet of counselors speaking dozens of different languages, and a whole team of professional development facilitators who can also teach your teachers and your staff about best practices to use to help your schools become more inclusive. So we're like a lending library of student support services specialists that you can come and use to enable your students to access the learning that they need at your school.
Absolutely. So, how does it work, right? So, essentially, we expand international students' access to support while saving costs for schools. And as Tina mentioned, there is this need, there's a challenge of many schools being understaffed. We had that experience while we worked at international schools, so we know that very well, how it feels like to feel unable to really meet the needs of students at your school or in your classrooms. And so, what we do is we just offer the solution. We provide the support for teachers and students in all time zones. And what is the outcome? The outcome is that we have students that are more confident, we have teachers that are more confident and have increased capacity to really do their best work, and of course thriving students and very satisfied parents and caregivers. So we're currently active in 134 schools in more than 60 countries around the world, and we are available and accessible to any school around the world, really.
Any time zone.
Any time zone, correct?
And because we've worked in schools, we know how important the
Yeah.
collaboration is. We want to kind of be like a leaf in your table, in your student support services table. We want to work hand in hand with you to support your students, along with the parents, of course. As you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and we want to be that village, even when home is an ocean away.
Absolutely. So about our team, we believe that our superpower is diversity, and we really mean that, and we're very passionate about that. So we spent the last 10 years really recruiting the best of the best specialists who are not just excellent at what they do and competent, but incredibly kind. That's important to us. So we have totally, right at the moment, about 90 specialists who speak 35 languages, including Arabic, Kiswahili, German, Hebrew, French, and more languages as well, because we believe it's very, very important that our specialists reflect the diversity of the students in your school, in your classrooms as well. Um, how do we choose them? We make sure that they are meticulously vetted. We spend a lot of time. It's a very long process when it comes to recruiting and onboard and sort of like vetting the specialists that work with us. So you can rest assured that they are all vetted. They're highly qualified. Our specialists have at least a master's degree. They're internationally minded and they speak, of course, I mentioned 30 languages, and they also undergo ongoing training and supervision as well.
So if you'd like to meet any of our specialists, you're welcome to book someone to do a professional development workshop for your school. We don't believe in just handing out fish, but teaching teachers to fish.
Absolutely.
So if you'd like to upskill your staff or your colleagues in inclusion, mental health, we're very glad to help with that. And just please reach out, book a meeting with us. We'd love to hear from you and hear about the needs of your students, and stay in touch.